What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Before I get into this video, I do want to apologize not for even being able to read the comments, but this load that I have going on from Idaho to basically Boston is a really tight load where I got to go as far as I can go, shut down, go to sleep, get up, and do the same thing the next day. So I haven't even had a chance to read the comments, so I apologize for that. But now let's talk about these disrespectful ass truck drivers. My God, this shit is like incredible. You know, I don't know if it's just something I haven't noticed as much till recently, but it's like getting on my nerves. So I apologize if I offend everybody or anybody, possibly everybody. But man, somebody's gotta, I gotta get this off my chest. So I know it's not a large percentage of truck drivers, but the small percentage of truck drivers that do some of this shit is just... Anyway, so I'm leaving Idaho, right? So I need the fuel, all right? So get some fuel at this TA in Wyoming. I think it's Laramie I was at. No, it wasn't Laramie. But I stop and get some fuel, and I'm leaving the truck stop, and on the side of the highway, there's like 8 gallons of piss just sitting in jugs, just right on the side of the highway. So, you know, I don't think anything about that. I mean, I think it's nasty, of course. But drive a little bit further down the road. The next day, I stop at one of these little parking areas in Nebraska, take a 30-minute break, and there's a bunch of piss bottles just laying out there. And you know what? Everybody gets upset because they, you know, a lot of these Walmarts aren't letting people park at Walmarts anymore. You know what? I 100% agree with their decision. Any Walmart, any store that does not want truck drivers there, I 100% agree with that decision, because truck drivers cannot do anything. The small percentage I'm talking about, they just have to fuck shit up. I mean, they just have to. It's not even like, it's like they have no choice, you know. So, you know, I'm at a truck stop last night, a TA in Morris, Illinois. It's like pouring down rain, and the lot is smelling like, the rain really activates all this piss that people are doing behind their trucks or wherever. So, it just smells like an entire shit show. So, you know, it really, you know, there are things I noticed and things I'm embarrassed about, you know, when I tell somebody that's not in the trucking community that I'm a truck driver. And a lot of these guys may or may not know some of this stuff, probably don't. So it doesn't really... it doesn't really embarrass me too much to be part of this, but, you know, I'm at this TA right now in Pennsylvania. Forget the city I'm in. Exit 173. If you guys are familiar with it, you got the TA, the Flying J, the Pilot, all that in this area. Now, Pennsylvania has been hit pretty hard with this coronavirus situation, and nobody likes wearing masks, all this kind of stuff. I get it, regardless of what side of the fence you sit at on this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm about neutral on this. But, you know, you walk up to the door, and it clearly says you need to wear a mask in stores in Pennsylvania, right? So, you know, I had my mask on, and I walk inside, and there's a guy in there without a mask. And he's trying to buy some stuff, and the lady's like saying, you know what? At this point, it might have been just better to get him out of the store. But he's trying to buy some stuff, and she says, I'm sorry, you need to wear a mask in here, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, basically he said, well, I'm already in here now. Can I just pay for this and go? And she's like, well, no, I can't do that. You know, whatever. I might have just let the motherfucker go, to be honest with you. But, you know, she tells him, no, I can't do it, you know, whatever. And then he has this big confrontation with her about wearing the mask. And there's a line in here while this is going on. And then he throws that. Boy, I am so sick. You know what you want to know I'm sick of? I'm sick of this. The worst thing that happened to truck drivers, even more so than the dollars per mile and all that kind of stuff. The worst thing that happened is it gave some of these truck drivers, it gave them, they started believing the hype. They started believing this whole we're heroes and all this kind of stuff. Because then the next thing he does, he brings that shit up. You know, we're what keeps America moving and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, he's talking to the person that if they shut down these truck stops, we wouldn't be moving. So, you know what? I'm 100. I know it's about to piss some people off. Whatever. But I am so sick and tired of truck drivers with this like little sense of entitlement like I feel that they have right now. Like, we're in the front lines and, you know, all this bullshit. You know what? You're doing your fucking job. I'm sorry, you're doing your job. Nothing more, nothing less. And meanwhile, he's in here demeaning this lady in TA like she's not helping keep America moving. If those guys weren't working at these truck stops, trucks would not be moving. So I would say that their job is as valuable as ours, believe it or not. Shut down all the truck stops, then what do you got? So anyway, I just gotta get this off my mind, because this, and here, this, you know, I just cannot wait for this coronavirus thing to get over with so everybody can start making how much money they need to make, so I don't got to hear about all that whining anymore. And, you know, once this coronavirus is over, I can forget all these truck drivers thinking that they're doing something more special than they actually are. I mean, this is incredible what is going on right now with the mentality of some of these truck drivers thinking that somehow they're above everybody now. All of a sudden they're more essential than everybody and we're what keeps America moving and all this kind of stuff. And you know what? I know this is going to be ruffling some feathers, but it's just something I got to get off my chest. And, you know, I know it's not a large percentage of truck drivers, but it's a high enough percentage of truck drivers that makes it extremely noticeable that are just doing some of this idiotic stuff. Whether it's, you know, you got a bathroom. If you don't have a bathroom, you could, you know, if you're a guy, you know, maybe even a girl, whatever, piss in a bottle, do what you got to do. You know, keep that shit until you get to a place where you can dispose of it. But you got people standing outside their trucks, pissing in truck stops, and, you know, even at the terminals I've seen. I mean, it's just like, how can truck drivers ask for respect when they're doing shit like this? Answer that question for me. Anybody that feels like truckers are being disrespected and, you know, Americans don't value them and all this kind of stuff and they're keeping America moving, you know, how about, and don't even let me start talking about, you know, something else I see every day. This isn't even just the time I saw it earlier today. You know, you got an old guy in a car. He's in a construction zone going the speed limit, and you got a truck behind him pushing him like couldn't have been more than 2 feet off his bumper, and then has the nerve to honk at him to get out of the way. Anyway, I mean, it's I don't know if it would actually embarrass me more if I really identified myself as a truck driver, or if it embarrasses me more. I don't know. It's just something I had to get off my chest. You know what? I'm sorry for the colorful language. I try to keep it somewhat clean over here, but this is just unbelievable to me. Anyway, I am going to get to those comments as soon as I drop off this load and all this kind of stuff, but this has been a stressful load. I mean, this is one of those loads where you know, they keep saying the loads are planned out at 55 or 50 miles an hour, or whatever they keep saying. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's some bullshit. And it possibly could be if you don't have to deal with parking. So, you know, one of the legs of this trip, I had to stop an hour and a half before my clock ran out because I was kind of in that Illinois area where if I missed this one truck stop in Morris, you know, I'm looking at the Trucker Path app and it's telling me that, you know, the next truck stop, which is going to be Manuka or whatever, that's filling up. And then ones down the road were saying they were full. So I had to hit this TA sooner than I wanted to. But now I think I'm positioned well. I'm about 450 miles away from my drop-off, which is still more than I like to drive for a drop-off, but I'm at least in range right now. I was kind of worried. I was trying to get under that 500 mark, and I did get there. So anyway, a little bit of stress off of me. I got to get this trailer fixed. As soon as I drop this load, the chute in this trailer was ripped when I got it. Thought I could tape it up, turned on the reefer, blew the tape off. Luckily, I'm just hauling potatoes right now, so it's not that big of a deal. But if I hauled something serious, you know, the shipper might not want to accept that trailer. So need to get that fixed when I get done here, or done dropping this off tomorrow morning. And then hopefully I could take a little bit of a break while that's going on before my next load. Anyway, I want to say what's up to my beautiful wife, Andrea, before I leave. What's up, Andrea? Hope you're doing all right at home. Keep them kids working. Shoot, we got kids in the house over 20 years old right now. So definitely have them put in some work. Anyway, for the rest of you guys, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.